Okay everyone, this is part 2 of my bluebird. I'm just going to call it bluebird on a metal stand, so it will be different from my first bluebird that I have done for YouTube videos. I want to let everyone know exactly what I do so that you can be successful in this and get the same result that I am getting on paper, so that you know. So I used my number 151 Helio Blue Reddish for the eye and the beak. Now, to get a really three-dimensional effect there, I fill this in pretty good, but then I took the dark indigo 157 and went right in the center, because if you look on the picture of the bird, it's a lot darker right there. It's very dark. And then for the outer edge of the eye, just around the eyeball itself, I took the coal gray one, number 230. It's hard for me to see in this light, the numbers are so small, but anyway, 230. And you just go on the very edge of the eyeball and kind of just soften that a little bit. And as you can tell, and leave your catch light there on the eye. You can always come back and put some white over it, but it's much better if you can just leave the white paper white. It just works a lot better. So by adding those two other colors, you can see how that really makes it a lot more three-dimensional. Now over on the beak, I actually used the phthalo blue on the very phthalo blue light, that is, I'm sorry, on the very top of the beak, because it is a little bit of a different color, as you can see. So I used that. And then I went back to my coal gray one and kind of went over where it's the kind of lighter areas, where the sun is kind of shining on that, to differentiate. Then I took my stump, my blender, and again, with your pastel mat, it's got tooth in it, so you can push the color down into the paper. So using the stump, I did that. Just kind of gently, really kind of push that color down in there. Kind of locks it in, so to speak. On any kind of a bird, their bills are so different, but if you'll notice on the bluebird, it's got a little bit of a tip that comes down the top beak over the lower beak there. Also too, I was going to use the phthalo blue for the bird, but I'm going to use the light aquamarine 140. I thought that might go a little bit better with these colors. So I've just gently started in, and what I did was I went around the eye. As you can see, he's got some white eyeliner around the eye. It's what I refer to as the birds with the white around, the white eyeliner. And make your color approximately pretty close to where that is. There again, leave that white area. And so when you begin making those feather strokes, now there's some white in here around his beak, so I'm not going to go clear up to the beak on that. I'm going to come back a little bit, just like it shows in his picture. And you just simply make small little pencil strokes. That's what you do, just make very small little pencil strokes. And where it's darker, more filled in, just make it that way. And where it's really dark in some areas, I will probably come back in with the color that I used on his lower beak to kind of fill in around that. But I won't do that until later, because that's really kind of one of the finishing touches that you kind of do. So just follow, what you see, you draw. Just short little strokes, because that's how these head feathers are. They're just very, very tiny, just short little strokes. Also too, all of my pencils that I have used in all of this so far, it's very, very detailed work, and you have to have them perfectly sharp. The best thing that I have found so far is just simply this small little hand sharpener. They're inexpensive, but when you go to sharpen them, I don't want to really do it over my picture here, but they will get it very sharp. I like to use the handheld pencil sharpener actually because some of the electric sharpeners, you put your pencil in and sometimes the base will break off and then you got to start all over again. You waste a lot of your pencil. With the handheld pencil, you can put the exact amount of tension you want on it, and you can see right then, this is what I need. So anyway, for this part 2 lesson, I want you to just go ahead and very gently, small little pencil strokes. I'm not scrubbing, I'm not bearing down on my pencil. I'm just kind of leisurely holding my pencil at an angle and just making short little pencil strokes. And it's okay to leave a little bit of the white paper showing in between there. It will actually make the bird actually look more realistic. You don't want to, it's not like a coloring book with a crayon where you just fill in like we're taught when we're little, fill it all in. I don't want you to do that here. So anyway, I will go ahead and fill in some of this bluebird myself with, once again, it's number 140 light ultramarine pencil. And that is also Polychromos. I'm using all Polychromos pencils so far. I might throw another one in later, but I will definitely let you know. So for now, thank you for watching.